You're watching Football Daily, and here are this week's biggest transfer news and headlines. With the January window almost at the halfway mark, we've got a ton of juicy rumours for you today, so without further ado, let's get straight into it. We begin at Tottenham, where defensive reinforcements are a priority this January. And according to Corriere dello Sport, Jose Mourinho has pinpointed his number one target, Real Madrid's Eder Militao. The Brazilian centre-half has struggled for game time since signing for Los Blancos in 2019, making just 10 La Liga starts last season and just one so far this term, sitting behind Nacho in the pecking order and ranking 22nd in the Madrid squad for minutes played. In fact, he hasn't played a second of action since he came down with COVID at the start of November. It's fair to say then that Militao is out of favour at the Bernabeu, and manager Zinedine Zidane is reportedly happy to see him leave the club on loan. Meanwhile, Spurs boss Mourinho is a fan of the 22-year-old, having followed his progress since he came through at Sao Paulo and having been linked with his signature already last summer. It's understood there's a chance he'll be able to secure the defender on loan with an option to buy, as he looks to bolster his back line with more quality in order to challenge for a top 4 spot. After all, it looks like Eric Dyer and Toby Alderweireld are his only two fully trusted centre-backs right now. Militao has also garnered interest from Juventus, Milan and Inter in the past, but Spurs are undoubtedly the front runners should he leave Spain this month. And the London club have also been strongly linked with an attacker this week. Stuttgart's Nicolas Gonzalez is attracting interest from a number of clubs across Europe, having impressed in the Bundesliga this season with 5 goals and 2 assists in 10 appearances. Valued at around €30 million and contracted to Stuttgart until 2024, it's understood the Argentinian forward is more of a target for the summer, with Spurs and Juve both in preliminary talks with the German club according to David Ornstein. Expect to see Gonzalez at a bigger club by the start of next season. Now for a potential Premier League departure, as reports this week suggest Chelsea prodigy Fikayo Tomori could leave the English top flight in order to seek first-team opportunities. Previously linked with Newcastle and Leeds, the 23-year-old has struggled for minutes this season, making just a single appearance in the Premier League, while his 10-minute cameo in the Blues FA Cup win over Morecambe on the weekend was his first game in any competition since September. Frank Lampard has revealed that Tomori could leave the club on loan this month, and now, according to Fabrizio Romano, AC Milan have approached the West London club over the availability of the defender. With the Italian giants fighting for the Serie A title and also looking to challenge in the Europa League, manager Stefano Pioli wants to strengthen his defence, which has been hit by a number of injuries since the start of the campaign. However, the Rossoneri are still set on securing the services of Strasbourg centre-back Mohamed Simakan, who has made waves in Liga and since making his senior debut last season. Romano has suggested that Milan will only move for Tomori if their pursuit of Simakan fails, but that if an offer were to arise, that the Englishman would accept a move to the San Siro. So if Leeds and Newcastle are serious about making a play for him, they should probably get a move on. Either way, let's hope to see Tomori getting regular minutes very soon. Back to Tottenham now, as it looks like another English player could be on his way out of the Prem. That's because, according to Sky Sports, Harry Winks is a target for La Liga strugglers Valencia. The Spanish outfit have endured a torrid 12 months, which has seen a number of star players leave the Mestalla for cheap, and the relationship between the club ownership and fans sour even further. They currently sit just 3 points above the relegation zone, having won their first game since November on the weekend, and are incredibly short in the middle of the park, with just 2 recognised central midfielders following the departures of Coquelin, Kondogbia and Parejo last summer. However, Javi Gracia is understood to be getting some backing in the market this month, and this is unsurprisingly an area they are looking to recruit in. And despite playing in Tottenham's last 3 Premier League games, Winks has struggled for game time this season, having had a 2-month spell in which he didn't play at all in the league. Having racked up 31 Prem appearances last campaign, the 24-year-old has just 7 to his name so far this term, and he's previously admitted that he's concerned about his chances of being in contention for the Euros should his game time not pick up. However, it's understood that Spurs are keen for Winks to stay at the club this January as they look to navigate a congested second half of the season, and Jose Mourinho is insistent that the midfielder is going nowhere. And despite being interested in a loan move with an option to buy, it's also understood that Valencia are yet to make a formal offer to the Premier League outfit. But what would you want to do if you were Winks? Stay at Tottenham and battle for a place, or seek a new opportunity in La Liga? Let us know in the comments below. Before we move on to our headline story, just a quick reminder to subscribe to Football Daily and hit that notification bell so you never miss another great video like this one. Over to Tottenham's arch rivals for our headline story, as it looks increasingly like this will be a big month of outgoings at Arsenal. Kolasinac and Saliba have already sealed loan moves away, and we've already spoken a lot about Mesut Özil's impending departure from the Emirates, with the German playmaker set to leave the Gunners after nearly 8 years. Speculation continues to grow around a move to Fenerbahce, who Özil proclaimed as the biggest club in Turkey this week, although he has also left the door open to a move to the MLS before he retires. Nevertheless, his move away could be sealed in the coming days. Meanwhile, Sokratis, who was also axed from the Gunners squad by Mikel Arteta at the start of the season, could also leave this month, with Real Betis interested in signing the Greek defender, whose contract at the Emirates is up in the summer. Like Özil, Sokratis has also been linked with a move to Fenerbahce as well as Italian side Genoa, for whom he played in his early 20s. But if Betis are to beat the others to his signature, it's understood they will need to shift players in order to stay within financial fair play regulations, with midfielder William Carvalho being heavily linked with a move to Benfica. And another player who has spent a lot of time in the reserves this season and looks set to leave is teenager Folarin Balogun. The US-born forward has impressed with cameos in the Europa League, but is also free to agree a pre-contract agreement with other clubs, meaning we could see his 12-year association with the Gunners end at the close of the season. And while Liverpool were initially linked with him, David Ornstein has since revealed that the 19-year-old is close to signing an agreement with a foreign club, despite Mikel Arteta's insistence that Balogun wants to stay in London. But can you see the Gunners getting any players in this month? Let us know down below. Over to West Ham, who have been linked with countless strikers in the wake of the sale of Sebastian Haller to Ajax, including Red Bull Salzburg's Patson Daka and even former Southampton man Graziano Pella. But reports this week are suggesting that the Hammers could be looking to Serie A for their next signing. According to Italian sports show La Domenica Sportiva, the London club have made a €7 million offer for Napoli outcast Arkadiusz Milik, who is expected to leave the club this month. Having seen his proposed move to Roma fall through at the end of the previous window, the Polish international is understandably keen to get out of Naples and play football again, with his contract at the San Paolo ending this summer. Everton are also understood to have eyes on him, although Juventus remain favourites for his signature. Meanwhile, Spezia striker Mbala Nzola has also attracted the interest of David Moyes, according to another Italian source. The 24-year-old is enjoying an excellent debut season in Serie A, hitting 9 goals in 13 appearances, and is also apparently being monitored by Sampdoria and Newcastle. With midfielder Thomas Souček their current top scorer in the league on 5, West Ham are in dire need of a goal-getter. While Milik would be an excellent option, Nzola's relative lack of top-flight experience could represent a gamble. We finish off with a deal that may well be done and dusted by the time you're watching this. On Tuesday afternoon, it was reported by the Manchester Evening News that Timothy Fosu-Mensah was on the plane to Germany to conclude his move to Bundesliga title challengers Bayer Leverkusen, a transfer which is reportedly worth around £1.8 million. The Dutch defender, who joined Man United as a 16-year-old back in 2014, had previously rejected a new deal at Old Trafford, with his current terms due to expire this summer, and has apparently felt undervalued, having made just 3 Premier League starts in the last season and a half. Former club Ajax as well as Hertha Berlin and Marseille were also interested in his services, but Leverkusen have beat them all to his signature. A highly rated prospect in his early United days under Louis van Gaal, Fosu-Mensah's time in England ultimately ended in disappointment. Let's hope he can fulfil his potential in the Bundesliga. So that's all we have time for on this week's Transfer Talk. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave it a like and get discussing down in the comments below on what transfers you want to see happen this January. And if you're sticking around, why not head on over to Winners and Losers, where Joe and Hamill discuss Man United's transfer targets. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.